Right, Mark. So just a quick recap on the some of the more important stuff we did. So it was a little bit all over the place, as we said, but yeah, we'll be more focused next week. So just some of the important stuff that we did. So chords first. So obviously you've got the basics. We've got A, C, D, E, G, on the major side, and then A minor, D minor, and E minor. So past that, right, with the bar chords, generally, as I was saying, my approach is to get the E and A major and minor, right? So that's, so for example, if you want, let's say F, just take E, up one, G, A, C, and so on. Now, with in order to have another shape, another major shape that you can bring up, and you do need at least two. What I always recommend, as I said, is the A shape. So take an A like this. So we're looking to just get the four middle strings out of this. So yeah, we were talking about, yeah, this kind of inward bend is not exactly comfortable. But if you can get this shape at all, it really is worthwhile. It's just very mobile. And again, when it comes to major chords, it just keeps you covered on the fretboard really well. So let's say we could go up for a C. Now, your first finger isn't really barring anything, right? It's just holding this down here, touching the sixth to mute it. Okay, so it's just a question of finding the sweet spot where this finger holds down all three strings but just touches the first. And yeah, so well worth getting. Now, when it you had the D shape that you were barring like this. So let's say we want an F chord, right? So one way of doing it would be to go here. Well, let's say a C sharp chord. So let's say we have C sharp major. So you could take the E shape up here. That'll give you a C sharp. So we have that one already. Now, if the D shape is the only other one you have, that would put you up here. So you've got, you know, there are certain major chords that you're going to have to go right up the fretboard with in order to get them. And because D obviously is close to E, then it's, you know, it's going to be from here to here. So that's only a small amount of the fretboard being covered there with that one chord. Whereas if you had the A shape, it'd be here and then here. So you wouldn't have to come up quite so much. The other alternative then would be the C shape. So the C would be the one I'd recommend because it's got 5 strings in it at least, so it sounds nice and big. But it's not the most practical one. You know, you want to be able to hit these chords as quick as you can. So definitely just work on kind of getting that just that particular curve in the third finger right, and this one shouldn't be a problem. You got it anyway during the lesson anyway, so I definitely think you can do it. Okay, so and then major or the minor, on the minor end of things, it's a little bit more straightforward. So you can just take E minor. Let's say we want a G minor. We can take E minor up here, or we could take it up here, the A minor shape. So A minor and E minor are nice, easy bar chords to do. So that'll keep us covered there. You can do the G minor one or D minor shape, I should say, but I don't often find myself doing that. These two keep it covered fairly well. Okay, so then we were talking about chord variations and how generally when you hear, you know, numbers in chords, C major 7 for example, or you know, G6 or whatever the case may be, the number is referring to which note in the corresponding scale we're adding to the chord, right? So G6 means a G with the 6th note of the G major scale added in, right? So that'd be, let's say we take G here as 1. You could call that 1 too. You know, the numbers 8 and 1 are somewhat interchangeable because they refer to the same note. It's the octave. So let's take this one as 1, go up the G major scale, up by a tone, another tone, a semitone, a tone, and then there's our 6th. So G6 is just G with an open E string. But it's more important, you know, the fact that this just happens to be how you get a G6 is kind of neither here nor there. The important point is that it's the 6th note of the G scale. So for example, with C, C6 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're just adding that note to the C chord, and that's C6. on the sevenths, just see how many different seventh and major seventh chords you can find, okay? So if we say C major 7, keep in mind that refers, the major in that phrase refers to the seventh, not the chord. The chord is just C, right? So C major is implied, right? So it's a high seventh, so it's only one semitone down from the eighth, right? So if we take C here, the eighth is just the note that has the same name as the chord that isn't the lowest one, okay? So that'll be up here. We take that down by one semitone, and that's C major 7. So for C7 then, we need to take it down by 2, or just put a note in there that is 2 below it. So what's a note that's 2 semitones below this? So we can't go down by 2 semitones here. So you just put that note on another string, take that down by 2, and that's C7. So rather than learning these chords in terms of shapes, just learn what is a 7th chord and then be able to figure it out for yourself. So, figuring out what's the, major and minor chords, as we were saying, always have a 1st and a 3rd and a 5th. So any of the major chords you're playing, just have a look down through it and see what's what. So in this G chord here, you got 1st, 3rd, 5th, 1st. Again, you could call that the 8th, but we'll just call it the 1st. 1st, 3rd, and then 1st again. Okay, and then one more thing was the pentatonic scale. So we've got it open down here first. So you can start off with this one. So this way of playing it involves 2 notes on every string. The first of every 2 starts on the same fret every time. So in this case, the open. So you've got a straight line across the bottom of the scale, and from there you're going up by 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, and 3. So if you were to take it up the fretboard, let's say we go A minor. So A, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. And then it's the same deal. Straight line across the bottom, and from there you go up by 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. And just make sure you don't get into the habit of always going down. Make sure there's down, up picking. So for now, just with the major, with that pentatonic scale, just play it all the way up, all the way down, over and over and over again, and just to get a little bit more fluid with it. So have a think about the chord stuff that we were talking about, and so that way you're just covered. Any chord you need, you can get it easily, and without having to go up too high on the fretboard. And see if you can figure out a few 7th chords, because that really is the better way to learn chords after a certain point. Okay, so bar chords, try to get that A shape on the fretboard. The variations, trying to find a few 7 chords. So major 7s are major chords with a high 7th in them, a major 7th, right? So that means that there's a note in there that's 1 semitone below the 8th, which is the name note of the chord, or the root note. And then 7ths, it's 2 below. So the 7th is 2 semitones below the 8th. So see if you can find a few. All right, I'll talk to you next time.